Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news now, Raiders fans. If you've been paying close attention to the AFC West, you know that this division is always packed with drama, talent, and high-stakes battles. It's a division where every team is constantly trying to outdo the other, and right now, the Raiders are in a very interesting position. As we step into this new NFL offseason, there's a lot of chatter about the pass rush, a crucial element that can make or break a team's success in today's NFL. And the big question circulating among analysts and fans alike is whether the Raiders can bolster that front seven enough to really challenge the division rivals, namely the Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, and Los Angeles Chargers. All these teams have invested heavily in their defenses, especially their pass rushers, because in this league, pressure on the quarterback is king. This offseason, there's been a lot of noise about one particular AFC pass rusher, a name that's been hot among headlines. It looked like Trey Hendrickson might be on his way out of Cincinnati, with rumors swirling about his future. But as it turns out, it's looking more and more like Hendrickson might stay put with the Bengals, which is a bit of a relief for them, but it leaves the Raiders still looking for that game-changing edge rusher. Let's not forget, Hendrickson is a proven player, a guy who's been consistently productive, especially in Cincinnati's aggressive defense. If he had come available, he would have been a big target for the Raiders, a player who could bring that instant pass rush impact. But since that seems less likely now, the Raiders have to look at other options. And one name that's been gaining attention in free agency, an option that might not be as flashy but could still be a very smart pick, is Matt Judon. Now, Judon is no stranger to the NFL spotlight. He's a former Pro Bowler who's earned his stripes with both the Baltimore Ravens and the New England Patriots. Last year, Judon played with the Atlanta Falcons, and honestly, it wasn't quite the season he or the Falcons might have hoped for. He finished with just 5 sacks, which is a bit under his usual standard. But even with that, Judon's track record shows he's a guy who can get after the quarterback, who can be a disruptive force when healthy and motivated. What makes Judon an intriguing option for the Raiders? Well, first of all, he's still only 32 years old, so he's got some football left in him. And even if he's approaching the later stages of his career, his experience and leadership could be invaluable, especially for a young, talented roster like Las Vegas. The Raiders, after all, have some intriguing pass rushers, but they need that veteran presence to push everyone to the next level. Think about it. Max Crosby is already one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, a guy who's constantly wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Adding Judon to the mix could give the Raiders a real trio of pass rushers who can rotate and keep opponents guessing. And speaking of the roster, Malcolm Kuntz is already showing signs of promise. He had a breakthrough year in 2024, finishing with a career-high 8 sacks. That's impressive, especially considering he's still relatively young and developing. But what if Judon comes in and works alongside him? That kind of veteran mentorship could be exactly what Kuntz needs to take the next step. Plus, having multiple threats on the edge makes it much harder for offensive lines to double-team or double-tease your star pass rusher. It's chaos, and chaos is what wins games in the NFL. Now, let's talk a little about the bigger picture. The Raiders are in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but they're also clearly aiming to contend. This isn't just about patching up a defense. It's about re-establishing themselves as a dominant force in the AFC West. The division has become increasingly competitive, with the Chiefs holding onto Patrick Mahomes and the reigning Super Bowl champions, but the Chargers and Broncos are not far behind. They've been investing heavily in their defenses, especially their pass rush, knowing full well that a disruptive front can change the course of a game. The Raiders, meanwhile, have some promising young talent, like Tyree Wilson, their first-round pick last year. The hope is that Wilson will develop into a top-tier edge rusher, but he's still young and needs time to grow. In the meantime, adding a seasoned veteran like Judon could bridge that gap, providing stability and leadership while also boosting the team's overall pass rush productivity. Judon's presence could serve as a catalyst for the entire defense, inspiring others to elevate their game. Of course, there's also the strategic element. Judon's availability in free agency makes him an attractive target not just because of his talent, but because of the potential cost. Unlike some of the bigger-name pass rushers who might command huge contracts, Judon's price tag could be more manageable for the Raiders. That's a crucial factor when considering the salary cap and the team's need to fill other positions. The Raiders are always trying to strike that balance between acquiring top talent and maintaining financial flexibility for future moves. And let's not forget, the Raiders have a passionate fan base that's eager to see their team make a splash this offseason. The excitement is building, and adding a player like Judon would send a clear message. The Raiders are serious about competing, about taking that next step, and about bringing a new level of intensity to their defense. It's about creating that winning mentality, that relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, and that hunger for success that has sometimes been missing in recent years. Now, beyond individual players, it's worth mentioning how the Raiders have been steadily restructuring their roster, focusing on both offense and defense, trying to build a team that can not only compete but also dominate in the AFC. The division is stacked, no doubt about it, but the Raiders have the talent and the potential to shake things up. They've made some smart draft choices, invested in young players, and brought in free agents who can contribute right away. The addition of a proven pass rusher like Judon could be that final piece of the puzzle, giving Las Vegas that edge they need to get over the hump. And speaking of the AFC West, it's always been a battle of attrition. The Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes are a perennial threat, but the Chargers and Broncos are not resting on their laurels. They are constantly upgrading their defenses, trying to find that secret ingredient that will slow down Mahomes or contain the league's most explosive offenses. In this context, the Raiders can't afford to fall behind. They need to be aggressive, strategic, and willing to make bold moves, and bringing in Judon could be one of those moves. Looking ahead to the upcoming season, everything points to the Raiders aiming high. They're not just looking to make the playoffs, they want to make a real statement, to be a team that's feared on both sides of the ball. Their offense already has some firepower with players like Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs, but the defense has to keep pace. Building a fierce pass rush is critical, and Judon offers that opportunity. His experience, combined with the raw talent of Crosby, Kuntz, and potentially Wilson, could turn the Raiders into one of the most feared defenses in the AFC. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential signing? Do you think Judon is the missing piece? Or would you prefer to see the team invest elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders organization. We're all in this together, dreaming of that Super Bowl glory, and every move the team makes is a step towards that ultimate goal. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. So to wrap it all up, this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory for Raiders fans. The team's front office is clearly aware of what's at stake, and they're exploring every avenue to strengthen the roster. Whether it's through draft picks, trades, or free agency, the goal remains the same: build a team that can not only contend but win it all. And if they manage to secure a veteran pass rusher like Matt Judon, it could very well be the move that propels them into serious Super Bowl contention. The AFC West is fierce, but the Raiders are ready to rise to the challenge. The passion, the talent, and the strategic moves are all aligning, and it's an incredibly exciting time to be a Raiders fan. So keep your eyes peeled, stay loud, and let's see what this offseason brings. Because the Raiders are not just playing for this season, they're playing for history.